Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of RPGs Anonymous. Great to see you here. I'm Zachary, I'll be your GM, and welcome.
Hey, my name's Errol. Errol? No, my name's not Errol. My name is Aaron. I'm playing Carl. Whatever. Go ahead.
My name is Jacob. I'm playing Steve Stevenson, or better known as Tyke.
God, I forgot your actual name.
It's very forgettable. I put a lot of thought into Steve Stevenson.
I'm Colby, going to be playing Shane Goose Bailey.
And I am Nick, and I'll be playing Dr. Zedekiah. Dr. Zed.
Dr. Zed. So before we get right into it today...
Wait, does he not have a first name?
Isn't it Zedekiah?
Zedekiah is his first name. Yeah.
Wait, what's his last name?
Vulcan's his last name.
Vulcan, okay.
Vulcan.
Oh,
Zedekiah
interesting.
Vulcan.
Do I need to put that in the chat?
Yeah,
No,
probably,
it's
honestly. I mean, it's probably... I think we have a command for that, but I don't know.
Here we go.
I don't know. I might have given like just first names and whatnot, or like the short names. So before we get super far into it, I wanted to propose something to you guys. The story points haven't don't fluctuate a ton. So what do you guys think about just keeping those like rolling forward, episode to episode, keeping like the status?
I think most
continuing?
of us forget we have them. So
Yeah.
we just have to be able to remember to use them.
So I'm thinking rather than like resetting them every time, we could keep them how they are.
What is our count right now?
If we do that, then there will be 2 DM story points and 3 player story points.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with having them roll through.
Okay,
like
cool.
session.
All right, let's do that. So,
Fine.
to recap last time, you guys had a bunch of drinks at the bar. And there were a few more broadcasts. You contacted the ISCorp phone line with some very luckily stolen credentials of a French ambassador and told them to come to the bar. They sent a team to the bar, who quickly found out that there was no real danger there and left. But the person that was doing the broadcasts, Liam Fitzsimmons, or Fitz for short, stuck around because he is a regular at the bar, and he also began drinking. As you guys, I believe, watched the Charger game for a good portion of last time, and now you all just shared a drink of some deeply glowing absinthe. Carl just got his new implement. Zed just found a cool little amulet thing. Tyke, we remembered that he has his jacket, and Goose went to the bathroom on the roof, and is now internet famous. So, what are you guys doing?
I guess I'm coming back to the bar after I fish this phylactery out of the hole that I dropped it in.
Mm-hmm. So I know a few of you started drinking again. What if anything are you guys doing about Fitz being there?
Actually, I was going to approach him.
Yeah, I think I was going to also, because I think Tyke is finally getting a moment to kind of sit and take everything in, and like the alcohol's starting to hit him, and like he even kind of like brushes sort of like what he thinks is dust off of the jacket that he's wearing from his friend. There's actually kind of like a little bit of dried blood.
Yeah.
And so like he suddenly becomes really aware of what's going on. Yes. And he turns to Fitz and sort of like stumbles to the table that he's at. And just is like, what the hell is going on? Like, why did my friend die? What is happening to me? And I think if we do want to throw anything unusual into it, I think we could do another like mind connection thing, because he's just so intently focused on Fitz right now.
Yeah.
And wanting answers.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? I'm going to leave that fully up to you.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you'll do. Let's see. It's contested by willpower, right? Discipline.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it will be 1 purple and 2 reds.
1 purple and 2 reds. Ooh. All right. And I get.
I think I'd probably give you a blue die because of your heightened emotional state as well.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get. Okay, yeah. So 3 greens, a yellow, and a blue. 2 successes. I think everything else canceled out.
Okay. So what he says when you ask that and sort of stumble near him, he kind of takes a second and takes a drink, and he says, I'm sorry your friend got hurt. I'm trying to stop that from happening anymore. And I think he just stops there and takes another drink. And I think 2 successes is pretty solid. So you definitely get a sense for what's going on in his head. And he is intensely disappointed, very, very stressed out, pretty sad, and also a little bit hopeful. And I think you also sense it, like get a sense of purpose for him being here. Like he isn't just here to drink; he is here for a reason.
So then, what do you want with us? Why are you here? How are you stopping this?
Well, I assume you saw the broadcasts. That's the first way.
Is there going to be more of this?
There will, but we're trying to stop it. That's the whole point. That's the whole reason we're here. That's the whole reason I'm in this bar. I thought maybe I could just come get a drink, but seeing the 4 of you here and knowing the footage I've seen of your exploits, then I think we have something to discuss. And he sort of like sets the drink down and turns toward the rest of you.
I think I sit down next to him and say bonjour to see if he like puts 2 and 2 together, like that we were the French.
He looks at you. He gives you the look like I know what you did. I'm not gonna mention it, but you are a complete dickhead. Like he just gives you like straight up glares at you for a second. He's like, everything from the last hour or so aside, I've seen most of you in action today. I noticed that some of you might be going through some changes. Well, ISCorp is here to help with that. And if you're willing, we would offer you a job.
How about an explanation?
What? I mean, what do you want us to say other than...
It's obviously predetermined. You had foreshadowed knowledge of this. What is it? What's happening?
We don't know the exact extent. Okay. We got word.
Did you all create these things in a lab and then release them to make a lot of profits?
Look, I understand that is a really, really tempting theory to follow, but no. We barely got word of this 6 months ago, and our research showed that the best way to prepare was to keep it quiet so that chaos didn't happen until the actual event, and prepare ourselves as good as we could. Okay?
What idiots are on your think tank?
Look, this is a global phenomenon.
Really
Can you
smart
imagine
idiots.
Can you imagine what would have happened if we had said, "Oh, hey, in 6 months monsters are going to come out of the thin air and kill everybody"? We would not have had resources. We wouldn't have been able to do anything. Okay? People were already saying stuff about that then. All right? Look, the best thing we could have done is wait until we could get credibility and then come public and help. I'm sick of people questioning what we're doing. We're trying to save lives. Do you want in or not?
I wanted knowledge. What is it? What's happening? You can't just say we know magic was going to happen. We just got ready for it. Where did the information come from? Did you find a volcano in Peru? What's going on?
I mean, you're going to laugh, but it's not far off. We have a few extra human resources available to us beforehand.
Extra human?
Okay, all right. You at least I've seen footage of at least two of you on UsTube. It's pretty public. I think you know exactly what I mean by extra human. This is not new. It's been around for quite a while. It just has been very, very quiet, very secret, very subdued. We don't know why all of a sudden it has gone public and it is visible to everyone. We don't know what these things really are, where they come from. We just had some resources that allowed us to see that it happened and begin to prepare.
It was obvious it was going to happen. Just those that paid attention to the signs.
What signs?
Yeah, all those. I read those signs all the time. They're all just bullshit.
Yeah, signs on the 84. I don't get it. What are you talking about?
Are they though, Steve? Are they bullshit? I mean, look outside.
Till today.
Yeah. Anything is bullshit until it comes true. That's my point. Like, that's the problem with all of this.
You can't argue with that.
He's a wise man.
Thank you, Goose.
What else do you know about the relevant information that pertains to us? Do you know anything about our own afflictions? Is every person independently unique?
It seems to manifest itself differently in everyone. It doesn't, in fact, manifest in everyone. I am unaffected. I haven't seen any of that in my family, or most of the people that I know, but there are a good number of people. It seems to be an occurrence rate of around 5 to 7%, which is a lot of people. You can imagine the chaos that is happening. But no, I don't have any.
Goose, what's your special power?
Goose sticks his tongue out and does the clover thing with it.
Can you tie a strawberry stem with that thing?
Wouldn't you like to find out?
I think you mean cherry.
Cherry? Yeah, that's right.
I don't think that's so good. I love that.
Have stems?
Tyke is so blasted out of his mind at this point.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what's going on here.
I am going to walk.
Mom always told me that they were strawberries.
I'm going to walk to the front door and I'm going to chuck the crook and the flail out into the street, close the door, and walk back to the table and sit down and wait.
They're easily on your hip, probably before you even sit down. They're just immediately attached to your hip again.
I'll just set them back on the table.
I see. You have some. Yeah, I see it's presenting strongly with you.
I'm gonna copy the exact same motion. Walk to the door, chuck them out the door very visibly, and walk back down and set them on the table.
How many times have you tried that, Carl?
Well, it's been a couple hours. 40, 50, maybe 60.
I'm sorry, but considering the footage that I saw, it seems to be more of a boon than a burden.
They're uncomfortable to carry.
They look cool as hell, though.
Yeah, they look sick.
Huh.
Very cool.
A little gaudy. But anyways.
The fan art's
I
going to
can't
be
lose
killer.
them.
So we have already identified a good portion of the people that are, as you say, afflicted in this area. Many of them have needed assistance, and many of them are now on our team. I reviewed your dossiers, and I think you may be a good fit to help us out. There's a lot of chaos, and we could use the personnel.
Well, I'm not sure I have a job anymore.
I've never had a job.
Well, my clinic's gone.
Oh no, that's not true. I work the wine bar.
It sounds like you could all use the income and perhaps the fulfillment as well.
I get by.
Look, I'm not gonna push you into this. If you don't accept, that's fine. We'll
This
probably...
is when we break the game by going our 4 separate ways.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
What is the job we would be accepting? It's very vague. Everything's very vague at this point.
Well, that depends. We would want to put you through a little bit of a training period to make sure you mesh well with the rest of the ISCorp policies and procedures. But other than that, you would essentially go where there is need. There would be a lot of neutralization of the entities coming through the portals. We've seen that as by far the number one thing, but there is also quite a bit of social work to be done, calming the masses.
The point where Dave tells Goose he's trending.
Oh, I think that's perfect. Yeah. I think Dave will come back in and he'll be like, Goose, you posted something online, and look, you're hitting like 2.5 million right now. That's even more than Carl's video.
Are you sure this isn't busted?
I'm pretty sure this is you. I mean, this is your video, right? And he like points it back at you, and it's you see like it's that same picture that you took of the ISCorp people that's really fuzzy and hard to see, and like next to the like video of you running away from the horror and saying, I was right, it's all true. And it's pithy, it's short, it's beautiful, and it is climbing. Like you can see it is just rolling and rolling, like hundreds of views per second. Like it's insane.
Dang, I really need to get a better camera.
I will just distinctly look at Fitz. Got better cameras?
Yes, that is something we can help with. We recommend we recommend high quality recording equipment just to keep people safe and make sure everything is everyone is accountable to the safety requirements, etc. That would be we would go through that during your training.
And the USTube revenue doesn't hurt at all, does it?
Well, of course the revenue would go towards ISCorp, but anything that you take with your personal devices, that's yours to post as well. It is very saturated at the moment, so I don't know how much revenue is actually being generated. But I assure you, you would be paid handsomely.
I say, you know what, Doc? I'm in. And lucky for you, I'm a real people person. And I like throw back the rest of my beer and like belch loudly and say, assuming you buy the next round.
I would be happy to, Goose.
I slide the coaster forward.
he looks at it and he like looks at you and he raises an eyebrow and kind of shrugs, grabs the coaster and reaches in his wallet and like pulls out a weird looking credit card and tosses it across the bar for when Dave comes back. When he does, he says, I'll cover the next round and their tabs if you don't mind. And you guys have the next round of drinks.
Seems we're in agreement. What time and where, good sir? Boss? Like, I guess it'd be boss?
No, you won't report to me. My position is somewhat more complicated than that, but as soon as you're ready, maybe sober up a little bit, but I can take you over as soon as you guys are ready. I'll stick around until you are. If there's anything you need to do beforehand, feel free. Training should not take too terribly long.
Yeah, we gotta make a stop on the way. I gotta pick up my dog.
Okay, so I think you guys have maybe you finish off your round, and then I think you guys go in to do whatever you need to do to move on. What do you guys do to get ready for this training? Other than picking up Zed's dog.
Do we know if we're staying somewhere like overnight? Like,
I guess go home and have a good nap.
Yeah, you guys could do that. I think he'll let you know that training will probably take like 6 to 8 hours at most. Then you will have living facilities if you want at the ISCorp headquarters, or you can continue to stay at your place. It's up to you.
I'm guessing what. Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm guessing whatever they come up for me is gonna be way better than wherever Tyke was staying.
Okay, this is perfect. I want to know where each of you live. I want to know this. I'm very excited. We kind of already know where Goose lives because he's got his crazy urban forestry like encampment. But yeah, where does Tyke live right now?
Are like flop houses like a thing in Portland? Like,
I mean, you have cheap hotels everywhere, man.
Well, no, this is more like this is like some like 3-story like 100-year-old house that's got like 6 bedrooms in it, but there's like 15 people living in it.
Yes, so
like those rent for $900 a month in Portland.
One of the big things that people do.
That's perfect.
Way too many people living in spaces, and something I just found out about recently actually is something that used to happen in the day, and I kind of love the idea that this still happens for some reason. Is that people would get together in groups of like 10 or 20 or whatever and occupy these abandoned like old like homes and like warehouses and stuff in places that weren't like policed very carefully. Obviously this doesn't happen nearly as much nowadays, but they would just go and live in these places, and like because there were so many of them, they could like keep watch and make sure that like they could get out in time or whatever if something happened or whatever. So there's always that. Portland is like the absolute epicenter for like way too many people sharing houses because rent is so high.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite at that point where he's just like full on squatting, but I think he definitely splits rent with like 12 other people. That way it's only like $50 a month or something. And because like he's just working part-time at the like wine bar and like he's just getting random tips. Like it's not super awesome. And like,
what is this
he
place?
Never picks it. Let's be real, he never picks up like an acting gig. So
oh yeah, I mean especially because we had that like crystallizing moment a couple weeks ago where he's like, all of the pursuits that I've been doing are like totally surface level.
Yeah.
So what is this place like? Is it like what is it like?
Yeah, it's like super run down. It's got like 3 bathrooms, but only one of them works right, and you still have to like kind of fill up a like bowl of water to like flush the toilet or something. Dude, like it'll flush, just not by itself.
I bet it's one of those like big historic like mansions that they can't do any big repairs to because it's historic. They can't upgrade it. It's zoned for like residential only, but like whoever owns it is just like, I don't care, I'm doing this on the down low. So he only takes like cash and has like, I don't know, like 15 people living in like a 5-bedroom house or something ridiculous.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of their cats. Like there's a bunch of cats, but they don't belong to the people who live there. They just belong to the person who owns the house.
That's
so
fantastic.
There's also like a dozen cats. Yeah.
Oh, that's I'm cringing just thinking about it. All right. What about anybody else? Where do you guys live?
Carl's gonna live out in the Maywood Park area.
I live here and I don't know what that means.
82nd and Sandy to 110th and Sandy, around where the freeways merged, the 205 and the 84 mix.
That's so off the freeway. That's kind of like prime gentrification area nowadays.
It's starting to be, yeah. He's going to be living. He one of the lesser neighborhoods closer to 82nd.
So that's like lower income, kind of like suburban housing kind of thing.
It's starting to clean, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
That is so right for Carl. Okay, so I should have done this with Tyke, but we can assume that anybody that wants to like goes home and does what you do. So like, what do you do, if anything, to go home and like prepare for this whole shenanigans?
I guess Carl would just go home and make dinner and try to calm down. Try and figure out where to put these stupid crook and flail thing that floats around every time he moves.
Okay. Tyke, what about you? What do you even return there, or like what?
Yeah, I think I go back home and I think I start to pack up, but then I start to think about it and I'm like, I've had crazier things happen in a day. Like, I've had weirder parties. And so like I could just go to sleep hoping I'll like wake up and just like maybe it'll be like a normal like I'll have just ridden it out. But that obviously doesn't happen. So like I just wake up, I'm like super late to wherever we were supposed to actually be, and which that'll probably bite me later, but okay. And I have like a half pack like backpack of like toiletries and random like not actually cleaned clothes.
I dig it. What about the other two of you? Do you return, and what do you do if you do?
Yeah, Zed will return to his apartment that he shares with his little brother and sister, Obi and Rachel. And he returns to Ajax, his standard poodle, and he basically spends like an hour like getting the blood off of his face and hair and out of the fingernails. Some of it's Jeremiah's blood, which really creeps him out. So he spends some time hugging the dog. And he steals his sister's dog, Agador, so that he has one on each side. But yeah, he's just going to explain to his siblings, like, I'm going to be going away for a while.
So I got to know, what's going on with your siblings?
So Obi is a manager at Powell's Bookstore.
Okay.
And Rachel's just attending Portland Community College, so she doesn't really have a job. She just kind of bums the spare room that we have. And she's like the second youngest of 5, so they're just kind of hanging out.
How have they, if at all, how have they been affected by this?
I'm guessing that Obi is kind of like just disappearing into a book, trying to like get away from it. That's he's not really comfortable in social situations or big crowds or groups of people. So like he's a super introvert and doesn't deal well with like attention. So he's just kind of hiding. And now that I'm UsTube famous as a monster, he's kind of freaked out by that.
How do they like react when you come in the door?
I think Rachel probably just goes in her room and ignores me. Obi probably has a conversation with me, and then like I said, he goes into his book to like escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit like maybe solemn when you're like, yeah, I'm going away for a while, because it's like they don't necessarily seem to be like, okay, great, yeah, we'll see you when you come back or whatever, or like they seem to be like trying to disconnect a little bit from you. It seems a little bit like they're trying to process everything.
He's going in for treatment.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, all right. Goose, what about you?
I think we just see Goose go back to his bunker. He takes a very roundabout way to do it, being extra cautious that he's not being followed. And he just crawls into it and grabs what appears to be a bug out bag and a picture and a bobblehead of Obama off of his nightstand, puts it in the bag, turns around, and as he's walking away, pulls out a key fob and pushes a button, and you just like hear it collapse in on itself.
Yeah, okay. Cool. I dig that. So, what is the place that you guys have all agreed to meet for Fitz to take you to the place?
Legends, because it's nearby.
You just go straight back to the bar? Oh my god. All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys meet back at the bar. Dave versus will offer y'all a nightcap or whatever, hair of the dog, depending on what time of day is it actually. Yeah, let's ask that. Did you guys just?
It's gonna have to be morning.
Okay, yeah. So you guys actually like slept overnight and everything.
Like the next day. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it is. So with that, everybody recover any strain that you had, and then also some wounds. I think it's one wound, depending, or like one wound. Does anybody still have wounds? I think it's just Zed, right?
Yeah. I'm at like 3.
Okay.
No.
Why don't you roll a?
I'll have to look it up.
Why don't you roll a medicine check? Because if you get 2 successes, I think you will be back to full. Let's call it average, because.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you've had a good night's
right.
sleep, I think this is a pretty easy wound to treat for yourself.
Okay. So that's a yellow and 3 green against 2 purple.
Yep, 2 purple.
1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay, cool. So you'll be 1 wound in, and you get an advantage for that. What do you think that looks like?
I think he's just gonna be like optimistic for the day. Maybe these people aren't as bad as I think they are. Maybe they didn't create the monsters and know they were coming. So he's just gonna be hopefully optimistic and maybe take a big eye on his next check.
I like that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. You're just having a good day. All things considered. From NPR. Okay, so you guys meet back at the bar. Fitz greets all y'all. Do any of you take coffee? Do any of you drink coffee? I know Carl does because he enjoys that. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Carl has a stainless mug. Yeah, vacuum sealed cup with a pop lid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Goose just has it like gas station coffee, black and tastes like dirt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he any of you that do normally take coffee, he will have more coffee for you when you arrive. As close as possible to how you like it, unless that is an incredibly closely guarded secret, which for most people it's not. And he will ask you if you're ready to go.
First, what does the IS in ISCorp stand for?
That's classified.
What, really? What?
No, it stands for international supply. Sorry, just a little joke around the office.
Right into that trap. I'm going to walk over.
Yeah, you got some good wit.
Yeah,
see why you're in charge.
I'm not in charge. But yeah,
I can see why you're not in charge. I don't know.
International Supply Corporation. We started basically just like shipping and stuff like that. We've gone into a lot of different places. Nowadays we are humanitarian and sort of logistics company.
Yeah, I get it. IS sounds more mysterious. I see why you did that kind of brand transition.
Yeah, trying to do this whole thing being the International Shipping Corporation just doesn't sound quite right. So yeah.
Look at this, Mailman's saving the world, just like that Postman movie.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't think that movie did very well. People didn't like the.
That's
idea.
A real shame. That's a classic.
I really liked it when I saw it.
It's got Tom Petty in it, man.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That's really strange.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's in charge of the dam.
wow. You would have thought I would remember that kind of. Anyway, are you guys ready to go? I've got a car outside.
I want to check what ISCorp's stock looks like right now.
Okay.
Tell me it's privately held. And
I was gonna say I don't know that they're publicly traded at the moment. Either that. Oh, actually, I'll just pose this to you guys. They didn't start as this like big like shadow organization. They legitimately did start as like a shipping company. So like, did they publicly trade at some point, and now they like have to be publicly traded forever? And like they're publicly traded right now, or is their stock private, or like what's going on? What do you guys think?
I think they're totally publicly traded. But like,
I think they just exploded because of their knowledge, their backhand, underhanded, secret hook on reality.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to know, like, how big of a shipping company is it? Like this world's FedEx, or have none of us probably even heard of it?
So it's definitely more on the like industrial level. So it's not like personal packages. It's more like they would have been the people that would ship between countries. So they would have been like a multi-million-dollar corporation before.
Yeah. I'm picturing this as actually like the largest company you've never heard of kind of thing.
Yeah, it could very much be like that. I think they kind of have been stagnant for a number of years, and I think
20 years ago.
Say what?
Like DHL 20 years ago.
I don't even know what DHL is.
Okay.
I'm too young.
Exactly.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I think they're kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched it when you were a kid, the MIB animated series.
Mhm.
Like Men in Black makes all their money by selling alien technology like microwaves and like cell phones and things like that aliens invented, and they just sell it to people as human inventions.
Yeah.
Just release piecemeal at a time, not to flood the market.
Yeah, that
exactly.
Because we're in this sort of like collaborative like world building space, I think that is something that is 100% true about ISCorp. Like they got started as this like tiny little shipping corporation, and then like over the years have just like had this like into the like the crazy ancient magical BS going on, and so they've just existed. And I think they're probably one of the biggest names in international shipping, but that has been their game, and Fitz will tell you, like they basically are doing this now, this like humanitarian effort like full time now. Like that is all of their resources are dedicated to this now, because shipping is pretty much all but stopped anyway because of the giant big monster problem. So basically they have pretty much completely pivoted. So yeah, I think with all that being said, I think ISCorp might be the most expensive, the most valuable stock on the market right now. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, but I mean, like we're talking like in an incredibly valuable company at this point. Everybody wants a piece. All of those frickin' billionaires that have launched themselves into space are trying to get a hold of a piece of ISCorp. So pretty much everybody wants a piece of them financially, because they're doing very well. Like they have probably like hundreds of government contracts at this point, in like a day. So they're doing pretty good. Okay, so You all get into this cool little like dark car. Very. I don't know if it's like limousine-esque or is it like a government like SUV-esque. What do you guys think? Kitty.
I think it's an SUV.
Yeah, go SUV.
Okay. I think it probably has the ISCorp like logo on the side. And I think it's got what is the weird like almost future tech or magitech like thing about this SUV.
I think it has inertial dampeners, so we actually don't feel like we're moving. Like even if we hit a speed bump, we don't feel it.
I love that so much. So it's like
gravity plating, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the smoothest ride ever. It's also probably really quiet because of that, and it's like really energy efficient. So like you guys just like I think Fitz like immediately like kicks back. He doesn't put his seatbelt on. He like grabs a drink and like out of a briefcase that he had, he like pulls out a laptop and is just like totally at ease, like working away on the laptop, typing. And yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's also like self-driving.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I think at one point, like you guys don't notice for a really long time because there's probably a divide, but at one point, probably Goose will notice that there's like not a person in the driver's seat. And how do you guys react to that?
Well, it's never been seen before, so slightly apprehensive. Like buckle the seatbelt type of thing.
Yeah, I think I've been to like kind of past time. I've been like kind of like a fidget thing I do is like shuffle a deck of tarot cards and then just sort of like lay them out, like 4 of them, and then like shuffle them back in. And I just started doing that quicker.
Do you want to pull some tarot cards?
Okay. Let's see here.
Looking for a generator. Oh, I can't show this on the stream. Hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, it's better if you do it. I did look at some apps, so I thought this would be a thing.
That's a good idea.
Is Quinn in the shotgun seat?
Is what?
Quinn, the bodyguard that was with Fitz the day before?
No, you have not seen them since they left yesterday. After finding out there was not really a threat going on.
So the whole front seat's empty.
Yeah, the whole front seat. In fact, I think the divide shows that there's like there is like a passenger seat, but there is there is no driver's seat. There just isn't anything there.
Oh wow! This app is super creepy. Sorry.
Do you want to use the app, or do you want me to find like a generator?
I mean, I guess I have something up like right now.
Hell yeah!
It's just I just expected it to like auto flip cards for me, but since it wants me to actually do it, it's super weird. Anyway.
Yeah, let's flip a card. Let's see what's going on. I love this.
So I guess I'm doing a past, present, future cycle.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a good way to share this.
I think that's what we did last time anyway. So you can just tell us. It's fine.
I have King of Wands.
Okay. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
It's whatever you make up.
It's whatever we make up.
Well, let me find out.
What does Tyke read that as?
That's your past flip.
Nobody else does. Tyke's the street.
This is way too much to read right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do research on tarot cards before the next stream.
Yeah. Do you have like a snippet? Oh, is this showing again? No.
How about like you just interpret it as like referring to your past as like faking magic? Like the wand is like your past of faking it. Magic.
Harry Potter wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're building the narrative. So let's
Yeah. That's my superficial past that I've done.
You said it was the King of Wands?
King of Wands.
Yeah.
I just love
this says this says natural born leader, vision, entrepreneur, honor. The opposite is do you know if it was pulled upright or reversed?
What do you
like? Was it pulled like upright or was it pulled upside down or whatever?
Upside down.
It's right side up.
Okay, yeah. So that means vision, entrepreneur, honor, natural born leader is supposedly what that means. But it can also apparently mean impulsiveness, haste, ruthlessness, or high expectations. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's what I was finding.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like
we're gonna do what?
Go ahead. Yeah, do the next one.
Yeah, the next one is Page and Cups.
Page and Cups.
Yeah, we could say that represents like my new job or something.
Where is it? Page.
No idea what the real meaning of it is. I'm sorry there's someone listening who's really into tarot.
Hey,
and I'm just like
creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility. There we go. You're in an opportunity. That's the present. That's really cool. What's next?
Oh, Judgment.
Judgment. What the heck?
Yeah, it's got like an angel blowing a trumpet and like there's like
arcana. Let me look.
Naked people.
Hermit
like
Swing
looking
Guy.
up to it. That's really crazy.
I'm almost there.
That's
almost
really
there.
that seems like a really ominous one to draw for the
Found it,
future
okay.
card.
Judgment,
I
Rebirth.
think we should definitely spend a story point.
This is wild.
Yeah, we should definitely spend a story point.
It's all you, Zed. You called it.
Yeah.
So this
you want
is
to spend the point.
But whatever it does, it should activate your powers in some way.
Yeah, I think this should
reading boost Tyke.
So here.
Yeah,
this is what the judgment keywords are: judgment, rebirth, inner calling, and absolution. So I think
Oh yeah.
and then the reverse side would be like self-doubt, inner critic, and ignoring the call. So I think this is where like Tyke, like I think Tyke is seeing that he has a future that is like a calling, and there's the possibility for him to not like follow that. Like for the first time, maybe this is like the first tarot reading that you've given yourself that has been like, you have potential. I like the idea of spending a story point and like using that to like do something, like activate his powers somehow. What do you guys think we should do?
If we blew a point, then I think we should all have some say on what happens, because it is quite a thing to pull a point. Agreed.
So I think this would probably be either like the present area or the future area. So what do you guys think? We can start with Tyke. Like, what do you think this means? Like,
yeah, I think I sort of like your idea that normally when he does these draws, they like he either is just like they don't mean anything, or they usually aren't great. So it's super impactful for him in that way. But I do think some like actual magic happens, like the card kind of glows in some way, and it does kind of activate him, like it, because things have been happening and he's just like been doing it passively, and so maybe he actually gains some actual awareness. Like that, I guess the way reading the future works is that you can't actually see the future, but you can kind of like see the decisions that people that people are most likely to make.
Yeah, you see the like possibilities, basically.
Judgment, the card you drew.
So here's what I'll for sure give you, mechanically at least. So in things relating to this like calling and the like this possibility, the like new like door opening, stuff like that, anything that relates to that where you act positively, where you're like actually going towards that, since you've done this reading for yourself, I'll just straight up give you a blue die to any check that you make for that. And since we're spending a story point, I don't see any reason why not to make that party wide. Like that can be like a full like party reading and not necessarily just you. That's up to you. If you want this to be a personal thing, that's also cool. But I'm okay with either.
According to the chat, the third draw of that card in the third position usually depicts a future.
Yeah. Usually it's past, present, future, which is why I'm so freaking pleased that that's how it just I love stuff like this. And then I think the other thing is I'm gonna give you like a gimme in the future if it relates to this. So like there's gonna be a moment, or there may be a moment, I don't know, where you're gonna get an insight into your current situation because of this drawing. And I think I don't know what that'll do mechanically, but if you have a moment where you're like, I think this fits the drawing, and I want it to use it now, or if I have a moment where I'm like, this is the moment, that then we'll do that then. So I think you have an actual like insight that you'll like unlock when it starts to happen. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I want this to be Tyke's first real reading. He's been a street magician for years, and now he pulls a card and it actually hits him that these make sense, and this is real magic.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just bitch slaps him.
I think definitely like Tyke has like you have mastered the art. Like you said, you're kind of mentalisty, so you've mastered the art of sort of like reading this in a way that is significant to people. which is why every reading you've done toward yourself has seemed so empty and meaningless up until this point. And you have this reading now, and it's like, oh my God, like this actually is real. Like it encapsulates like what's going on, like for sure. Like, you know, I like this is a real thing, and like you're like,
yeah, and I think I'm imbued with kind of this like actual existential understanding that like I have abilities, I can use them, I can like I even maybe think of what Fitz says, and I'm like, yeah, I could stop this from happening.
Yeah,
to other people.
You feel actually like powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I also realize it about the group. Like I kind of look around and I'm like, we are like a team of powerful people.
Yeah.
I feel like the cards themselves are not magical, but because of your abilities, you've made the magic work.
Yeah.
And so like maybe mechanically he could do this like once per day to like give himself a blue die on one check. You know, just in the morning, this is what's going to happen today, maybe. I don't know.
That's cool. I actually really like that.
A blue die.
Why don't we give you a talent? What do you guys think about that? Where you can like do like a party or personal like self reading basically, and either gain an insight on something that's going to happen or like gain a bonus to something that's going to happen in the future. Basically, give yourself like a free thing.
Talent right here.
Say what?
Are we building this talent right here, or are you pulling it out of the book?
Oh, I was just making it up.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure it out. Like outside the game, I'll skim through the talents that are there, and maybe we can find something that's close, and then
yeah, for sure. That's cool. There you go. Okay, and if you guys,
and if it's a particularly bad reading, maybe it's a black die.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is it could go like over either way, but I think what it would do is like you wouldn't need to like spend a story point to do that in the future. You would just like get to do it, but it could go really bad. So if you guys think of something that might like, I'm gonna write down this reading, and if you guys think of something that relates, while we're doing things in the future, let me know.
Well, I do believe Goose has a hand to toss into this one.
Goose, what hand you got to toss in?
Since we were all building this plot point.
Yeah, Goose, do you have anything you want to add?
I felt good about my contribution of the like King of Wands earlier.
Yeah, I think it's really significant to you that the past and the present ones seem so like so clear and like actually meaningful. Like I don't think that's necessarily something that has happened either. Like the future is the one that we're like kind of focusing on mechanically, but like I think it's really, really like probably unnerving even to you that like the past and present ones are also very like this feels so real. So and also it's unnerving because you're able to do this reading like in the car without any like bumps or anything. And like if you know anything about Portland, which I know a lot of people don't, it is not a particularly fun city to drive in.
Yeah, I think I'm so overwhelmed, and I also look out the window and see things like speeding by, but like don't feel like we're moving, and maybe it makes me feel like a little sick. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
all of it together.
So you guys drive through the city. There's this little like sparkle glow thing or whatever that happens when Tyke pulls this reading. A lot of internal stuff going on with that, and you guys pull up to just the absolute ugliest building you've ever seen in your entire life. It is this weird
a tilt slab concrete building. Great.
No, it is this weird like off pink. Like pale, matte, horrible building that looks like it was built in the 1920s because it was. Those of you that are from Portland would recognize it as the colloquially known Flamingo Building. It is just horrible. It looks terrible. And so the car pulls up in front of it, and Fitz like closes up his laptop, puts it in the briefcase, sort of nods to all of you, and steps out of the SUV.
Well, Before we like pull up and while we're riding along, I think Goose looks at Fitz and asks, "Is this car programmed to kill the passenger or the pedestrian?"
He sort of like stops typing and like looks at you and is like, "I what do you mean?"
The third law.
Yeah, if we were put into a situation where we were either gonna fly off a cliff and all die ourselves or hit someone in the road, which one would the self-driving car choose?
How do I answer this? In our simulations, we have found exactly 0 situations where that choice has to occur.
I'd like to spend a story point.
Okay, all right. This is going to give me 4 now. What story point? What are you doing?
Just burn it.
Okay, all right. He says, in our estimations, the vast majority of those situations are because of mechanical error, and we have gotten rid of those problems. And if I do say so myself, the programming for this vehicle is quite elegant. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Yeah, but this one's going to keep me awake tonight.
We can help with
Dang it, Goose. You always say stuff like that.
Oh, man. Hot take. So it is, yeah, good question. So he pulls up, you guys get out of the car. He directs you into the lobby of the Flamingo building. And to the elevators, and gestures to get in. And then I assume you guys are just going to follow him unless you say otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. So, y'all pile into the elevator. He presses the button for the basement. And then you go down a floor.
Take somewhere.
I'm paying very strict attention to like which floor he's like pressing and like whether we turn left or right down a hallway or whatever.
Yeah. It's super straightforward until you guys get out of the elevator on the basement. He leads you through some like basementy places, through like a boiler room, and then some like weird twisty turny BS like stuff that like through some like service entrances and exits, like interior to the thing. It's very strange. It's like the bowels of this building. It's all like ancient. Again, most of it's built in the 1920s. But you're able to keep track of it. And then he gets to a what looks like a service elevator that is like out of order, and he sort of like pulls the like out of order sign down and gestures you in.
That's
Secure.
broken.
Is this all security to keep everything secret for the last 6 months?
Well, you could say that, yes. This is just the preliminary. You'll see. And he sort of like gestures again.
Yeah, I'll go in. There's no reason not to. We're already here.
So
Hallway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hold it up myself and say age before beauty and try to wave him in.
He sort of like cocks his head and shrugs and walks on, and then like waits for you to get back on the thing.
Yeah, I follow.
Okay, and then he'll like reach over. He closes the out of order thing, and then he opens up like the like electrical panel, and you see that like hidden under some wires, there's like a little keypad. He very, very quickly enters in like a 35-digit code, and presses the like enter key, then closes, like covers the panel back up with wires and closes it. And after a wait of like 24 seconds, the elevator like shudders for a minute and then like starts going down very, very slowly. As it does, it gets below like the basement level area, and above it, these like shiny, like smooth sheet, stainless steel like panels like close in around it so that it becomes like very much elevator like, and then you feel it speed up relatively quickly until it goes down about a level, and it stops and the doors open, and inside you see a black marble like lobby area with a number of people running around it, and he sort of gestures out. You see that there's a front desk. There's a big like in gold golden like lettering. There's like ISCorp behind the desk, and there are like security guards everywhere with the ISCorp like logos and stuff, and he sort of like leads you guys up to the reception area. I assume again you continue following.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Harry Potter.
Are there
with
any
more capitalism.
reflective? Yeah.
Are
there like a lot of reflective surfaces down here?
There are a ton. The elevator especially, there's a lot of like that big reflective like stainless steel you would expect in a very expensive like high rise. Or like office building or something. The elevator paneling all like sort of like it was stainless steel on the outside, like you had like the service elevator interior, but then it was like enclosed by the stainless steel. And then I think there's a lot of that like really stylized like stainless steel, like marble, glass, like all of that stuff, like everything you would expect from a like big office building lobby floor.
Like every time Dr. Zed walks by one of these reflective surfaces, he sees Barazel, who is like constantly talking about how nice this place is. Wow, they really pulled out all the stops to make it nice down here. And so, but you guys don't hear that half. You only hear Dr. Zed going, "Will you just shut up? You're driving me insane."
So the camera like follows like everybody's reflections as you're like looking around or doing how we're reacting to this, however you're doing it. And then it passes by, like it'll follow Zed for a moment, and then it looks at his reflection, and it like goes back and forth as they have this conversation, and then follows you guys up to the reception desk, where Fitz will show an ID badge, and the receptionist will point over to the side. Fitz nods and sort of like gestures for you guys to follow through down a hallway, through some more of those like cool glass doors, and continue on into like a big like conference room area, where he gestures for you all to sit. There's like a big, one of those standard like office building looking tables in the center, with like some presentation, like a whiteboard, but it's I think it would be like a smart board, like a big old like a flat screen like smart board thing on one end, and he sort of like gestures you guys in, and says, so this is where orientation begins, if y'all are ready for it. If you need to go to the bathroom, I would recommend doing that now.
Okay, where is it?
Follow me. Anybody that needs to go, come with me. The rest of you stay here. And he'll lead you off to go to the bathroom. It's a pretty straightforward bathroom situation. Are you going to do anything funny in the bathroom?
In this room alone?
Yeah, he'll leave the rest of you in the room alone.
Ooh.
So who
I
goes?
try to think really hard at Tyke, to be like, investigate.
I love this so much. Tyke, why don't you roll? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought about doing this earlier, but like it would have made a lot more sense now, like about trying to see if I saw what Zed saw in the mirror, just because I can like, because I have extrasensory and kind of projection, then I can just like establish telepathic communication for all of us, and maybe that's like starting to happen.
Yeah. I love this idea. Why don't you roll something with extrasensory probably?
And I'm intentionally taking a long time in the bathroom, shouting out to him like, "Sorry, the old prostate ain't what it used to be."
Yeah, it'd be extrasensory. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it like just
Sound.
like 2 purple or something?
Let's see. So Goose is thinking really hard. But I think this is the first time you've tried anything.
Easy.
This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a difficult check. I think this is gonna be hard. But I think because Goose is thinking really hard at you, you're gonna have an additional blue die. And because this goes into the reading of that like creative opportunity and curiosity and stuff like that, I think I'll give you a second blue die. So against 4 purples with 2 additional blues.
You mean with 2 additional
Blue dice.
Okay.
So whatever your extrasensory is against 4 purples with 2 blues. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
4 purples is daunting. So 3 purples. My bad.
3 purples.
Mhm.
Okay. Says
Fingers
1
crossed.
success and 1 disadvantage.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I know exactly what this disadvantage is. So, I think you definitely you sort of pick up pretty immediately that Goose is like, I'm stalling in the bathroom for you to investigate. Da 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 da. Do your thing. And then every once in a while you'll hear like Goose's voice coming through thoughts my prostate or whatever as well. So you have tabs on Goose at the moment.
You also hear me think, when the hell did I become the normal one?
That's good shit. So did anybody follow Goose to the bathroom, or is it all 3 of you in the room alone at the moment?
I stayed in the room. I'm a teacher. I got a bladder. I'm good.
Yeah, I think I stayed in the room too.
Okay, so and Zed, I assume you also did?
Yeah, Zed is actually in a corner of the room where there might be a reflective surface talking to himself.
Okay.
And it's really distracting for anybody else in the room because all you hear is who the hell are you? And why do you keep talking to me? And why are you in my body? Get the hell out.
Man, I can hardly wait till we have to negotiate something with you around.
Okay, I'll ask. Does anybody else have to check the room for bugs or cameras?
Why?
Yes.
Well, Barazell said that we should check for cameras and listening devices.
Well, we're going to work for a new corporation. I'm sure they have cameras and listening devices to make sure we're here for a good damn reason.
Goose said that we should investigate.
When did Goose say that?
And just now. I think.
Okay, fine. I'll walk around the room looking like I'm looking for something.
He also
Not paying attention.
doesn't have a good prostate. I don't know if that's something he also wanted me to communicate, but it's something that he's saying.
Oh my goodness. So anybody that wants to investigate, let's do that.
I'm specifically not looking.
Let's call that depending on, well, I think it would depend on, so who is looking, I guess would be the question. Sounds like Zed is probably looking for bugs and whatnot.
Yeah, Zed will look.
Yeah, I think I'll look around since Goose told me to.
Is that a perception?
Yeah, I think that would be perception, depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, we can go with perception.
So is this an average check?
Yeah, let's call that oh boy. Let me think about that actually for a second.
Please tell me they don't hide the cameras. It's just a wall.
Don't I have a disadvantage that still has to happen?
I have. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this is easy. Actually, 1 purple die.
Oh.
Not trying to hide them. I got 2 successes and a disadvantage.
Okay.
A threat.
Okay.
Oh, I got 3 successes and 2 advantages, I think.
Okay.
Let me wait for the advertisement to go away. There we go. 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay, so I think you guys are easily able to peg the vast majority. Like the thing here that you immediately know is you are being very, very, very carefully watched and listened to. This is a 30-foot by 50-foot conference room at best, and there are at least 4 cameras. There are 0 dead spots in the surveillance here. And they are, you're 100% true. They are not trying to hide this whatsoever. They are very clearly monitoring everything in this room.
Just thinking, like, I hope they don't just stop with the obvious cameras. There's always a second better hidden camera.
I think let's see, Zed, you got one threat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think are these threats and advantages?
I think the threat should be a very obvious two-way mirror, one-way mirror, two-way mirror, whatever. The observation mirror.
Yeah, something like they're paying extra close attention.
Yeah,
to us.
I think that makes sense. I think there is. I got this, because they would definitely have this tech. I think that like smart board thing. I think one of the things that Zed notices while you're like poking around, that is not just like a projection screen, etc., but it is also a viewing area. So there is very likely somebody on the other side of that watching you, in addition to all the surveillance and like audio feeds, etc., etc. What about those advantages, though?
Okay.
Yes, we have powers. For them.
Would it be too much for us to actually find something that they didn't expect us or want us to find or anticipate us finding?
I mean, you both succeeded at a couple of advantages. I think that makes sense.
I mean, Tyke should hear it if it's anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's see.
Tyke hears the thoughts of the people on the other side of the mirror.
You know what? I like that, actually.
Or
a
reverberation of a meeting held in the room prior. I mean, talk about what we're going to be here for.
Oh,
yeah,
that
I like that one.
sensory pass thing. Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
that's
actually
really
something
good.
I can do. Yeah.
Present.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think
actually, and there are even defined rules for that.
Ooh, let's pull that up then. I love that.
Yeah, that's
love defined rules. I also like it when
yeah,
they're not.
so like reading the past. Yeah, the difficulty just depends on like how long ago it happened, whether there were strong emotions involved, and how familiar I am with the object.
Okay. Well, let's get past that and let's just assume that it succeeded, and that it is from at most a few hours ago. I think the first thing you get maybe a couple of like I think you start to get a little bit overwhelmed with like all of the thoughts and things going on, like all of the literally extrasensory like stuff happening, until like you like take a moment and focus in, and eventually you sort of get this like ghostly after image, like perception of what looks like a very similar thing that happened with to what is happening right now. There is a group of people sitting in the room who Fitz comes in. He introduces himself. He says that your orientation will begin shortly. They sort of do their thing, and then you see like some pretty standard like orientation videos, stuff like that. You see somebody else come in. They talk to them for a little bit. Like really, really normal, like starting a new job in a business center stuff for like probably like 20 minutes or so, and maybe it's a little bit sped up or something like that, distorted in some way, until it gets to this like this like turning point where they bring out contracts to these people, and they sort of put them in front of them, and one of the people who is like this like weird like like 9 or 10 foot tall, like crazy, like Minotaur-esque like person, who is wearing this like slightly very, very ill-fitting like business suit. He basically stops everything. He's like, look, these contracts are ridiculous. Like, before this all happened, I was a pretty decent lawyer, and this, you just can't do this. Like, it's totally unacceptable. Like there are far too many rights being waived, and I have no idea how you're legally doing business like this. And it gets really, really heated. And basically they refuse this like big Minotaur guy and the couple other people that are there, like he's able to like convince them to like not agree to this contract. And this continues like going on, and the person sort of like doing this, like it's not Fitz, it's like some other person in like an ISCorp like suit basically. They're like really, really trying to convince them to like sign the contract, and like it's all right, like you're going to be very handsomely compensated, and like you've seen like the numbers probably from this whole thing, it is pretty darn good. And he says it would be really, really good for you guys if you did this, and we appreciate it. And they still are just not convinced. And it gets to the point where they get like angry about this happening, and they sort of like it happens very, very quickly, but they sort of like get up to like leave, and the person trying to get them to sign these contracts says, you'll need to be escorted out, and we have some debriefing to do beforehand. And the Minotaur guy says, I'm not doing this, you can't legally keep me here. And he like pushes the door open, and you see the ISCorp person hold up a little, they hold up their hand, and there's like a little button attached to like a glove on the inside of their hand, and they press it, and the walls just immediately close shut, like stainless steel everywhere. And they step through like an opening in the back, and they say something to the effect of, I'm so sorry that we couldn't bring you into the fold today. And they step into this opening, and the opening closes, the room seals, and the people inside are gassed, and they collapse onto the floor. After another few minutes, once they stop moving, a team of ISCorp people in hazmat suits walk in and drag them out of the room, and then everything sort of like starts to reset back to the conference room stuff, and then the vision sort of like catches up to present time, and you see you are in this conference room, and I think that is where the screen goes black.
All right,
there we are. You have some more info. This
is why we need unions.
That is exactly why you need unions. Yes, it's a trap.
This is why you just hit accept. Accept all the terms.
Accept.
Don't read it.
Terms and conditions, biggest lie in the world. Join our Discord for announcements. Every week 9:30 PST Monday night. We are up on RPGsAnonymous.podiant.co. PODIANT.co. That's our RSS and website. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all of the podcatchers. Catch us there as well. And we're kind of on Twitter. Very kind of. Anybody else have anything they want to add or let everybody know?
No, just
thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, we love you guys coming by.
Having fun, and it's not 9:30 PST, it's 9:30 EST.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me, I'm terrible. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you in the multiverse. Hey everybody, this is Zachary, your GM here. Just wanted to hop in real quick, let you know there's a bit of an after show. We recorded this as the warm-up before the stream. It's just a quick look at things that are happening in the world that we might not encounter in the general like day-to-day of our heroes. So enjoy. What do we think is going on now in the world that is funny or significant or weird? What's something funny going on because of this like big magical change? Anybody got anything to start?
Yeah, there's a rampant surge in hours on counterfeit bootleg ISCorp gear.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Sold by Amazon.
Oh yeah, no, it's being sold on street corners, Amazon, little vans with the pop-ups on the side that say ISCorp on them. So, yeah.
Okay.
No, we need like a knockoff Wish.
A knockoff
like
Wish.
Miracle or something.
Oh.
Yeah, like Wish.com, like that place that you
Just
can
call it
like.
Posh.
Okay, I think it's been shut down in all of the like big places, so like Amazon and all that stuff. So I think it's become like black market, and there's like
bootleg.
yeah, exactly. I think there's like a dark web like hyper hacker like thing that is selling like really, really good quality off-brand ISCorp stuff to people, and people just run around doing whatever they want with it.
I also kind of like the fact that it might even be engineered by ISCorp, because within hours of this happening, these little vans on the side of the road with the pop-ups have popped up selling it, hanging on coat hangers from the side of the van, like they sell blankets and masks now.
Oh my god, yeah, I think ISCorp is like doing everything they can to make money off of this. They have like instant global attention, so I think that definitely is happening.
I think it's become
like how Sony owns Vizio.
I think it's become like an us tube challenge for people to like try spray painting one of the monsters and getting away. And so like you every now and then like some of the monsters have like spray paint on them in different colors and stuff.
It's a knockout challenge, yeah.
Cool. Oh my god. That's so horrifying and hilarious.
It's also so real. It would happen.
It so would happen. It totally would. Yeah, I think that is 100% happening. I think Banksy's already got one, like a full like art mural on one of them. And that's like probably one of the most popular UsTube videos right now, is like people like watching that like horror like walk around with this crazy Banksy mural on the side. Oh, that's insane.
So I think for mine, the richest people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have decided that outer space is just fine, and so we've seen several shuttles just take off from private space shuttle launchers, and so like a bunch of rich people have actually left the planet and are now monitoring their companies from space in satellites.
I love that so much. I think probably Elon Musk has like had a program, like a very quiet program for a couple of years, where he's getting like basically space bunkers ready, and all of a sudden like just a couple dozen of the richest people on the planet just jettison, and now they're just sitting around in space chilling, like Zoom conferencing in everywhere, running everything from orbit. It's insane.
Wait, this is 2019. No one knows what Zoom was.
Yeah, it is 2019.
We like look into the sky and see all of them rocketing off, and Goose just like flashes back to the bobblehead in the car.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm gonna go with is that, because again, this is one of my favorite things in the world. I think conspiracy theorists and the like have just gone absolutely crazy, because like I think a lot of them just coincidentally happen to find proof of.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I sort of want to piggyback on this, because this is basically where I was going. I've got a name for the guy. His name is Stephen Max. He's got a show called Knowledge Conflicts.
Okay.
And like he's writing that it's a hoax. That like, and he's got footage of like Fitz talking, and he like freezes specific frames where it looks like his eyes like have like a lizard glow, and like ISCorp is just trying to like forward this pedophilic ring, and like it just wants to like impose martial law everywhere.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Things haven't actually shown up, and everyone on the news is just crisis actors.
Oh, it's so good. So we have like it's so good because we have this like binary of like conspiracy theorists that believe in certain conspiracies that are like, oh my god, everything is true, it's happening now, and it's crazy, and like and like there's a bunch of conspiracies that have been like half confirmed now. And then we have the other side of like really hardcore ones where they're like, this is not true, none of this is happening. Like, this is all fake. It's a government conspiracy. ISCorp is trying to steal your brain.
It's like the people who are really into it.
Yeah,
they think it's real and believe it. But the people who are like just making money off of it are like, no, all the conspiracies can't suddenly be true. So they're just still trying to write it, and they're like, no, it's not happening.
I think not to date the recording of this too bad, but it's probably like the like anti-masking kind of thing. There's always a component of people, regardless of how logical any position is, where they're going to be like, no, I'm going to go against this. So there's like a big following of people that are just like, these things don't exist. The killing and murder isn't real. We're going to go protest around them. And it's just bad. It just turns out real bad. Mm-hmm. I like that one so much. I like that so much.
Yeah. And that, if you like were to look at the subscribers for those conspiracy theory YouTube channels, like Goose is on like almost everyone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's like a super contributor to like every subreddit that like follows the specific thing. He's like a mod.
Oh my god, I think that Goose has gotten a lot of his like conspiracy theorist friends are like shunning him right now. Because like he's now he's on it. Yeah, he's now posted a couple of videos that are like, oh yeah, this is actually viral. Kind of real, and they're like, oh dude, no, like the really hardcore ones are like, dude, come on, you're going over to the dark side.
You sold out.
Yeah, exactly. You sold out for like internet fame. Oh, that's so good.
That's too much street cred. You can't be real.
Oh my god.